Hello and welcome to another edition of Grown Folks Business on a Thursday evening. Um, Police your microphones, people. I don't know why I didn't start you off muted, but thank you so much. That's what we're talking about too, thankfulness. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for being here. And we're going to continue what I think has been established now as a tradition with Grown Folks Business, and that's having a show during this holiday season right here at Thanksgiving that is wholeheartedly concerned with giving thanks in some capacity, however you choose. I have some wonderful people here tonight to have that thankful conversation with. Mary Carmen, great to see you. Thanks for joining us, and it's always nice to get a greeting from you. So yes, greetings. So thankfulness, that's what we're talking about tonight. Giving thanks, and it can be to a person, to a situation, to a thing. I like to see if we can cover all bases. Again, I have some awesome people here to have this conversation with. That's Lisa and Jay Dwayne and Bob, and I appreciate you showing up and doing what you do in this space with me. So I appreciate you guys. And Danya, as always, thank you for what you do, keeping us streaming with limited interruptions. So I'll start to a degree. Uh, I'm thankful for what I hope is a sound mind, an ability to process and deal with the things that I've chosen to put in my path uh, to be effective in the places that I dwell, um, to not compromise on things that I hold near and dear. I'm thankful for that ability, and I'm thankful for how well received I am in those spaces where I could otherwise be challenged. But I'm thankful for being positioned or strengthened in a way that allows me to deal with the inherent adversity to being someone who occupies spaces where I'm pushing back against certain normalcies that have been established, uh, long established in this grand land of ours. So that's an extravagant way of saying I'm thankful for where I'm positioned at currently um, in my professional and academic career. So that's a way of saying what I'm thankful for, and there's more to it, but I'm trying to set the tone for the space. So I hope that does. And I'm coming around the room. Jay Dwayne, I'll start with you. I think you know why. So yeah, man. What are you thankful for? What are your thoughts on the topic tonight? Uh, just share with us where you're at and what you're grateful for.
Whew. I think one of the things that I'm grateful for is I don't know who gave me this gift, but I am grateful for the ability to never give in to peer pressure. There are times that you feel like if you compromise, you might get a little bit further along, but then you won't be able to deal with yourself. So I think whoever gave me the gift, the Heavenly Father, my mom, I don't know if it was the genes, I don't know what it is, but to always be determined to do what's right and to operate with integrity, regardless of who believes you. I think I'm so grateful for my support system. And I'm grateful for the experience of figuring out who truly is my support system. Um, but I'm also grateful for a platform like this. I've been longing for a place to have intellectually stimulating conversations. And though I have my own quote unquote platform, sometimes you don't want to be the host and the showman. You want to just participate with like minded individuals. So I'm grateful for this opportunity to connect with you guys and what I believe will also be lasting friendships that will, become that village. And so I'm grateful for all of those experiences as well.
Well said, man. I think it's critically important to recognize the things that give you the coping skills. And if that's something I can uh, uh, add to what you're alluding to when you say, you know, you're thankful for the ability to not necessarily be a follower, to actually understand the power that you possess, and what comes with being a person that is of high integrity. There is a responsibility and there's a cost with that. There's a cost associated with it. As you stated, you can compromise and get somewhere, but what does that do to the inner you? What does that do to the reflection that you're going to have to look at some point again? So yeah, man, well stated. Lisa, I'm not sure if you're there. I see your camera's not functional. I'm gonna go to Bob, and I'll wait to see if your camera comes back on before I come to you. But just let me know. Bob, go ahead, man. Talk about what you're thankful for.
You're gonna make Lisa the sweeper this time.
She has to be. Hey, man, when you disappear from the stream, I can't see your face. It changes everything.
You know, the things I'm thankful for, I think continually grow the older I get and the more I am able to discern what really matters versus what doesn't matter. And, you know, some of the things Jay Dwayne said, you know, I certainly would echo. Where does confidence come from? Where does a sense of, I don't know, but it comes from some collection of places, genes, family, experiences, acquaintances, colleagues, whatnot. And so I'm certainly grateful and thankful for all of those things or people or contributors to building my sense of self and sense of empowerment and confidence to live truth and live authentically, to use another one of Jay Dwayne's favorite terms. You know, there's so much about life that's not in our control. And so, and there's so many things about life that involve hopes and dreams. Some of those are realized, some of those are not. And one of the things that you get to do as you go through more of that is understand that things that didn't go to plan might be better that they didn't. People that you thought were friends that you now understand aren't, good to know. There's no hurt in realizing that that person's not somebody I can rely on. That's discernment. That's distillation of relationships. It may be disappointing and there may be a little bit of twang to that or tinge of, but at the end of the day, if you think about it and don't have to think too long, you're better off knowing that. You're far better off knowing that. So I'm grateful for a belief in truth and a value of truth. Certainly grateful for my friends and my real friends, the ones that I can know are, like Jay Dwayne says, are in my court. Those people that are part of my system. I'm grateful as a dad that I have two sons that grew up with good values and that are good people and that are happy in their relationships and happy in what they're doing and well launched. And so, you know, as a dad, you start worrying the moment you've got, you know, you're going to be a dad and you don't stop worrying. And then finally, when you, like in my case, when they both got married 5 weeks apart, to women that I really, really like and have a lot of confidence in. And I could go, you know, not.
So you jumping ahead, Bob. You going to the who. This was about the what. But I want you to come back to that because that was a specific what, because I was going to see if everybody stayed on track with the what, and for the most part, you did. But that's fine, man. That's where we're going next. So get ready for the who
All
part.
right.
But no,
I'm down the road.
no, man. Hey, bro, good stuff. And if Lisa had already gone, I'll let you keep going. But Lisa hasn't gone. But
Right.
man, the principles aspect, you know, that code I talk about from time to time. I'm so grateful for paying attention along the way, which is I think what you were alluding to, Bob. Paying attention, count those lessons that you learn from losses as valuable. That experience, finding out who's who and what's what, and that you actually love this and you actually hate that, man, find it out. That's something to be really grateful and thankful for, the opportunity to experience something. um if you just are happy to be safe and sound and have a roof over your head, you're never going to be able to process that adversity that's going to show up at some point. So, you know, take those chances, learn those hard lessons, love, get your heart broken. You know, don't let it, don't let it, don't let it break you down or destroy you. But, you know, appreciate that as well. I'm thankful for all of those type of experiences. Lisa, so what are you thankful for?
Oh, I'm thankful for opportunity. Um, the opportunity to live this life. Because there are things that, since you mentioned adversity, there are things that during times of adversity that you can't really appreciate when you don't have the thankfulness for opportunities. I shared something today. One of the sayings that things are going to change. So the good news is that um, things don't last forever, but the bad news also is that things don't last forever. So opportunities for growth, development, opportunities for family, friends, opportunities for learning. Oh my God, I love learning. Um, but when I was super young and was dealing with a lot of adversities, I was always thankful for my legs because I could walk away from the house. I could walk from and to and from work. And I have also developed a strong appreciation for my cognitive abilities, because during those times of adversities, I do not take for granted that certain abilities that I have to process the capitalization of opportunities. Everyone doesn't have that. And I'm so thankful that that's one of the things that keep me from giving up all things during adversities.
Well said. I'm definitely in that boat of appreciation for my cognitive abilities. I was recently called a good conversationalist by a friend of mine, and I take uh, I take umbrage in that, but I definitely I'm glad to be able to articulate myself in the way that I feel satisfied in terms of that valuable thing that Bob and I have discussed numerous times. You know, as Nina Simone said, please don't let me be misunderstood. Like, my desire is to be understood, to communicate effectively, um, and to be considerate along the way of that process. Now, I can get impatient and, you know, Lisa left. I can get impatient and I can maybe step on somebody else's tongue as I'm getting my words out because I'm ready to expedite the conversation. I'm working on that, but I'm just thankful that people seemingly value uh, my ability to communicate and are receptive to my ideas and thoughts. And I mean, that I'm preaching to the choir right now because you guys are, you know, living examples of that in real time. I'm so appreciative of that. Um, Bob, I want you to really complete your thought with the understanding that now I'm asking, who are you thankful for? So I know your sons are super important to you, but you know, incorporate that energy now, knowing that I'm really asking, who are you thankful for?
Okay, and I want to be sure I clarify something I said a minute ago. When I said that the boys each found a woman to, it doesn't have to be a woman. the fact, my point is they found someone that they could share their life with, who would support them and care about them, that they would love and support and build a family with. The fact that they were women is the truth of the matter, but it didn't need to be women. It could be whatever would work for them to find that. That's what matters to me. That's what mattered to me. In their particular case, it happened to be women. And so that's what I said earlier. The specific people, of course, are my sons. The specific people, though, are also you. The people that I know that I can always rely on, people that I can always depend on being honest and straight and true. And again, life includes the distillation process of that. And you go through different phases of your life where, people like you because you got something for them. And then when you don't have something for them anymore, they don't like you anymore. That's fine. Glad to know that. Bye-bye. I'm grateful for that. But I also something else before. I mean, this is not about some person, but it is about some person, I suppose. A friend of mine is one of probably the top 2, maybe 3 leaders, scholarly leaders on the planet in terms of virtue, leadership, and character and whatnot. And I said to him some time ago, I said, I think that intentionally carrying with you gratitude and intentionally carrying with you a sense of appreciation and gratitude is possibly the healthiest thing we can do for ourselves and for the people that are around us. And he just beamed and smiled and said to me, Bob, the science backs you up. And so, I think that it's important that it's easy to take things we're thankful for granted and focus on the things that mess us up, focus on the things that disappoint us, focus on the things that frustrate us. I think it needs to be the other way around. The other stuff comes along with life. Be appreciative, be grateful, and tell the people that mean that to you, that's what you think, that's how you feel. Tell them. Don't just let them assume it. Don't let them just tell them. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Tell them. And people that illuminate life, I'm grateful for. People that educate me, as Lisa was talking about, I'm grateful for. People that show me a different perspective, I'm grateful for. My friends, mostly. The people that I know I can just rest with, relax with. The people that I can spend time with without saying a word and never tire of their company.
Yeah, I totally, that resonates. And you did it again. You kind of jumping ahead, man. It's like you got a cheat sheet, which I know you don't. I'm serious, man. I'm like, how is this guy going into the realm of my last question that I think gives us the opportunity for a robust discussion? And that is literally what you just were discussing, why it's important, how important it is to be thankful, to be in that state of grace and the humility. We've had that discussion. Not exhaustively, because I don't think you can get tired of that discussion, but we've had that discussion in this space a number of times. That's a principle of mine, to just be in an eternal state of gratefulness. I may not come across that way. Some people think I'm arrogant and all these other things, and that's facts. I've been told that, but no, I'm very grateful to be. Lisa, stop laughing. Cut it out. So no, I'm grateful. We're puzzles, people. We're puzzles. A puzzle has many pieces, and I think we have an opportunity in our lifetimes, you know, with fortune and luck and blessing, to live a decent amount of years. And that gives us an opportunity to complete our puzzles, to finish that puzzle, to get it all put together. But some of us never do. We could live to 110, but some people are incomplete puzzles. They're not. They're not whole. So I'm grateful that I know I pursue that wholeness. I'm grateful to know that I'm certain it exists, the ability to be completed. Um, and I'm grateful that I think I'm a large percentage of the way there. I won't be surprised if a piece that I got stuck together that looks right is upside down and I got to take it out and recalibrate it, or go find the box and that piece that's missing. Um, but yeah, I think we're not complete, but we can be. I think we can be. Lisa, tell me who you're thankful for. Yeah, Jay, you got to go last, man. Sorry.
Oh man, I can't get through that list. But it starts with Team Lisa, which is Jeffrey, Jessica, Jeremy, Jordan, and Lily. And as I've said in these squares before, when I was 19 years old and thinking that I had to have a baby to create this village of people to love me, um, and Jeffrey came along. He, at the time, was my reason for existing. And then all the way through the last one, Lily, me raising kids for 32 consecutive years, it has provided me with just enough of motivation to keep on trying, because I knew that they were absolutely dependent on me. And the whole reason they were here was because of me. So at times when things were its worst, to know that I was the reason for some human beings being here was my motivation to keep trying. So then it goes out a little bit more. So, you guys are my friends. I mean, I love you guys and everything, but I also have to be thankful for some of the opposition, right? Because when I have struggled with major depression, with suicidal ideations and everything, I have had thoughts of people who I know would enjoy knowing I was feeling that way. So it has literally given me, I was like, oh, if they knew I was feeling like this, and of course I wasn't this jovial about it, but I wouldn't want them to feel good about how bad I was feeling. And as crazy as that seemed, that has made me push also, because it's a little saying, let your haters be your motivators. But I have literally been able to use some people who are really close in relation or proximity and knowing that they would find pleasure in my failure. So I have to be thankful for the good and the bad. And if you guys have seen the play/movie Fences, you got to take the bitter with the sweet, right? But to look at the good parts that come from that. Felton, I talk to you. I know you don't talk a lot to your mama about her conversations, but in hearing some of the things that your mother shared with me about my mother, it has helped me even feel better about not being in certain situations. So I have a newfound respect for the situation I was brought in, even though I spent a lot of years in turmoil over that. So the list is really long about how many people that I'm looking back over and being thankful for the engagement. So some were good and some seemed bad, but they made so many other things happen for me. So it goes back to that gratitude. It is what it is. And you can take, we got to stop saying these little euphemisms. Is it misms or rism? I don't know what it is, but these little sayings like make lemonade out of lemons and all this other stuff, and not really do it. not just throwing these terms around. So I'm trying to be more conscious of those things. And sometimes now some people are really surprised at some of the things I may post about people who they know have done me what the world would see as wrong, but they also know me and know that I'm authentic. So if I have something to say about someone, they know I really mean it. And the way I class it, it's not false, it's not fake, but it's how I really see that person, and it's in a different way than others may even think I should. So I'm just being way more thankful of late for even the bad in addition to the good.
No, you can't have this. That's the yin and the yang. The black half of the and the white half of the circle. That's kind of fluid. You can't have one without the other, and you should appreciate both. Um, and I'm going to say something that is more personal, and Lisa, I hope that it's received as I intended. I'm thankful for you, but I'm thankful to actually witness. Uh, and I don't say this from a position. I hate to preface it this way, but I feel like I should. I don't say this from some omnipotent position or whatever the case may be. I don't say that from some downward looking perspective. I say it as a witness of your growth in the most recent times. It's been a beautiful thing to witness the last 2 years. So a year and a half, whatever it's been. It's been a while now. So it's a beautiful thing to witness. And I'm glad to see you in the space that I have come to see you, and you're happy in a way that I know wasn't consistent when I first met you. So I'm glad to witness that firsthand. So yeah, absolutely. I'm glad you understand where I'm coming from with that statement, but I'm thankful to even witness something like that. Jay, who are you thankful for, man?
I'm thankful for you taking this glamour shot. No, y'all just. Every time I look over there to get my thoughts together, I got to look another way because I'm like, oh, he over there. Let me look this way.
Hey, I think Danya put that up there too, man. I don't even know how that picture got there. That is I don't even look at that picture. I can't.
Sure.
I'm like, what? And I'm like, wow, okay. But yeah, man. Thanks, man. Thanks for the recognition.
My assistant put that up there. I didn't have anything to do with that. My marketing team handles that stuff. But all jokes aside, like I was thinking about this a lot. I'm so grateful for. I have an amazing older brother. I grew up. My family is a little unique because my oldest brother is 12 years older than me, and the one right after that is 11. So I don't know, like I didn't know them like growing up. So I had like my older brother who's 3 years older than me in the house with me. And there was several times that he fulfilled the father figure role when there wasn't one. He didn't have to. I remember when I went to college and I had just broke up with my then fiance and I had an apartment and he was like, yo, you finish school, I'll pay he paid my rent, paid my bills, all of that. And even to this day, like I have to let him know, like, yo, I'm an adult, but he still sees me as his baby brother. And I'm like, yo, I'm 43, leave me alone. But I know that I can rely on him for anything in any trial that I go through, he will be there. And I'm grateful to have that type of brother. I'm grateful to have, his name is Rodney. Just so I want to put that out there in the atmosphere, Rodney. I'm grateful for my brother, Rodney. I'm grateful for my female best friend, Orvis. Ever since we met, she not only gave me two beautiful, amazing godsons who are now 20, 23 and 20. And they still call me goddaddy, but that was my first introduction to fatherhood. That was my first introduction to somebody just trusting you with something that is more valuable than anything in this world. But everything that she's spoken to my life has happened exactly the way that she's spoken to my life. So I'm grateful to have people that speak that positivity. And of course, I'm grateful for my children, But I think I'm at a place now where I'm just in awe of the fact that they're here, because they're 11 and 13. All I'm dealing with is attitudes and mood swings and all of that, but they're finding their way through life, and it's amazing to see a different version of me and of an opposite gender. So it's like very unique to experience that. And I'm grateful for just them being a gift to challenge me, not only with my patience, but seeing life differently. I'm grateful for my Love is a Parable Love advocates, man. They pushed me when I wanted to give up this organization like a billion times. They were there saying how it changed their life. And even at times I was kind of jealous, like, it's changing your life, but it ain't changing mine. They were there to support me. And a lot of the work that we've done in year 1, 2, 3, and 4 is manifesting now in year 5. And I'm grateful for that, you know. And I'm grateful for the unexpected blessings that happen in my life. Like we always talk about, there are people you expect to be there. And sometimes we take that for granted. But then there are these random interruptions, like you guys, like a random text message from Lisa really does something for me, because I'm like, I didn't expect this lady to be in my life. And here this random lady come along, and I do truly love her. The same with Bob and the same with Felton. The way that you guys have inspired me, the list goes on and on. And even the conversations. And most importantly, I'm grateful to have you guys as people in my life where we can disagree, and it's not bombs over Baghdad after that. And I'm definitely grateful for other family members and other friends, but it's something about those who are just pillars in your life and those who are coming to help add more to your mixture.
Yeah, man. I mean, and something you said that I was literally gonna make sure I mentioned in between was I'm grateful for people who check in, and I think that's kind of like what you're talking about with just those people who hold some weight and have your attention for appreciation. You appreciate them for being who they are. One of my good friends, I don't talk every day, don't talk every week, might not talk for months, but he checked in with me earlier today. He's a good guy, beautiful family. 15 minutes of conversation about hip hop. And he know I don't listen to rap like that, but he was like, yo, you got to check out this Nas King's Disease 3. So I will. But 20 minutes, 15 minutes conversation, man, that means something. That's checking in on a level that's appreciable, because this person is a piece of that puzzle that completes you as an individual. That's a person that has a piece that they compliment you with, and man, there's nothing like understanding that, the strength of that. That's Jay. That's critical to. I think that's critical to a healthy life, and healthy relationships. So that gets me back to where Bob took us again. The cart keeps jumping the horse. So I want to come back to you, Bob, because you did it again. How important is it to be thankful? And literally what you mentioned in terms of the science backs it up. I want you to expand on that, because one of the things I happened to catch, it was today, I think it was today, little news segment, and the thing was like, hey, people who are thankful in relationships, who express gratitude to each other in relationships, have better relationships, whether that's friends, or whether that's a husband and wife, or whatever the case may be, whatever dynamic exists, the relationship is healthier and has a greater chance for success if that expression of gratitude is mutual. So go for it, Bob.
So I think if I had to say why that is, it's because if we're intentional about recognizing and thinking in gratitude terms, or in gratitude feelings, or in gratitude ideas, it makes us less selfish. We become more giving than taking. We're less looking for what we want, and we're less focused about what we're not getting, and we're more focused about what we are getting and how much we're appreciative of that coming from other people. And so I think that givers are happier than takers, and takers are always focused on what they're missing. Givers are focused on what they've got. And the more you focus on that, the happier you are, and the happier others are to be around you. So it's you don't do it to get more, but you do get more because you're giving. And people like givers more than they like takers. And many people like to be takers more than givers, but nobody likes to be around takers more than they want to be around givers. And so, if we just think through it, and so I think that also I think hope is the thing that gives us forward movement and power. And when we don't have hope, we don't know what to do. We have to have hope to carry us to the next day or the next chapter or the next minute for some people. And so how do we have hope? We have gratitude. Gratitude gives us hope. Gratitude gives us adrenaline and what's the dopamine or whatever the feel good adrenaline stuff is that we get, that gives us energy and optimism and all of that sort of thing. The things that we do that generate that within us also gives us that in a sharing kind of way that energizes the space around us. And so why would we not do that? Why would we not do that?
It's the $1 million question. Yeah, it's a $1 million question. Jay Dwayne was saying it was endorphins. Yeah, it's that thing that gives you that bit of pleasure. And you can get it from doing recreational things, but you can also get it from being a giver, being a genuine, decent human being. So yeah, I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention, you guys know how important my grandmother was. To your point, Bob, that giver dynamic. Ooh, man, it's not like a healthy competition to give it with somebody that you love, care about, and they feel the same way, and it's unabashed, and it's I'm going to top your giving, whatever that is. If it's time, if it's a meal, if it's just an offer of something, that healthy competition is so ingratiating. And yeah, it just makes relationships, gosh, they work like a well-oiled machine when that's core. So Lisa, I'll come to you next, since my glamour shot is disrupting some people's ability to have a conversation.
And sweeper again.
Yeah, there you go. And it's deserved this time. It's intentional. Lisa, as we unpack and continue to unpack, there has to be an importance to this understanding of how important it is to be thankful. There's a definite understanding. So why is it, in your mind, important to be thankful?
Oh boy, this is just an awesome topic, and Thanksgiving, the one day a year where people are charged with being thankful. I think it should be once a month at a minimum, because the thankfulness, I have found personally, just trying to pause and finding a bit of thankfulness in situations, in relationships, whether it is being thankful you found out something today that you could have found out a year from now, so you've saved yourself a year, or in my head, I keep thinking about my two stepmothers. Okay, I spent a lot of time feeling really bad about my experiences, and I had expectations from these two women. But over the course of the last couple of years, um, I have sat and really tried to think, why would they do this or not do that? And when I put myself in their shoes without me being a part of the picture, without me considering me, I just felt so much compassion for them and their situations, and being thankful that I could remove myself. So, one of them, um, just thinking about the father that she's married to, and that man and how he runs his household, my thoughts was, maybe she didn't even think she had room to engage me, right? Maybe um, because of her own self-esteem issues, she didn't even feel the value enough that she had anything to offer. And so it has made my life lighter, like really lighter. Like, girl, this ain't even about you. Think it could be about them. And that thankfulness has given me so much of a healthier perspective to just remove myself, because and not to, you know uh, the disclaimer, I don't want to discount depression because it's an awful thing. But all of this work, y'all know I'm in my 6th year of intense therapy. The work that I've done has been able to help me understand that I was really so internally focused about what I was feeling that I blocked my own healing. And this is me. Um, and so the thankfulness that, okay, I was homeless at 17, but oh my God, those cognitive abilities of mine gave me the wherewithal to get the 3 jobs. I had to quit high school to have 3 jobs, but oh my God, the cognitive abilities of mine to go and take that GED and pass it without the preparatory classes. So for me, it has been what has helped me be lighter in this life, and even going through the hiccups or whatever, um, be having a practice of just saying, okay, that sucks. So even, I just mentioned having a suicidal ideation, right? So about a month ago, and I was on the prayer call and giving a testimony, and I was like, oh man, if I would have killed myself, I would not have been able to pray for my crazy son that was wrapped up in some stuff. Like, just thinking of that, being thankful that I made it through those moments, because those 5 kids, the prayers I put up for them. So that thankfulness has just been everything to me and for me. And I want to spread that everywhere I go, that just give it a try.
Absolutely. So you get to the last question, Lisa, because it is about how we carry this uh, forward. The last question is concerning how we move from where we know we are in terms of our appreciation and understanding of what thankful is, and how much it has enhanced and improved our relationships and lives. So how do we take that forward? That's the last question, but I do want to comment on what you just shared. That puzzle thing, that we are responsible for our own puzzles. People can have pieces for you. They can give you something that helps to complete who you are, but it's up to you to incorporate it. It really is. I spoke about my buddy that checked in earlier. There's a piece that he gives me. That's a solid guy. I totally, that's like I said, love him and his family. That's my guy. But I don't have to accept it. I don't have to appreciate it. That part, that puzzle completion, that piece that he offers, my grandmother, all of these, you guys, all of these people I know that offer me some type of totality, I have to accept it and I have to appreciate it. And, you know, I think that's important. And I don't know your stepmother's total position, but that sounds like she's got some pieces out there that she needs to, you know, appreciate. And hey, man, as long as you're here, like you have alluded to, if you leave here, we know that that's final. Living people know that there's some finality associated with death. Even if you believe in the spiritual realm and you think that you can get back in contact with lost loved ones, go to heaven, what have you, the living do know that there is a finality associated with death for us. Now, there could be something after, but you don't get to find that out till you check out. So, you know, and when you check out, Lisa, you're right. You can't do some of the things that you know you got to hang around for and do. So if you're gone, you're gone. But yeah, final question as we get out of here and go around the space for this last piece. How do we carry this forward? How do we share what it is to be grateful? How do we get people to understand, man, that's a beautiful place to be. Lisa, I'll start back with you.
Well, you did miss Jay Dwayne on that question, but
I did not, did I? Did I miss you, Jay? Hey, bro.
I'm
My
sorry
bad.
I talked about your glamour shot.
That's
I won't
exactly
talk
what
about it
happened.
no more.
I was so hurt. That's exactly why. Listen,
Diane, take me off the show.
Lisa, that is a first, and you are so appreciated for making sure you caught that. But I am kind of over here in my feelings, and I don't really, I don't really do feelings. But Jay, you got two questions. The last one is, you know what it is, but the first one is, why is it important to be thankful? But man, I don't think that's ever happened here. So good catch, Lisa. I appreciate you, Jay. What you got, man? You got two questions now. Why is it important to be thankful? Why is it important to you? And how do you share that? How do you
I'm
get
sorry
that?
for talking about your picture.
Hey man, stay. Hey
I
man,
won't talk about it no more.
Danya, we got to do some reconstruction, man. We gonna have to do a cartoon or something.
Look, and then I'm gonna feel naked when they come in. I'm like, what a picture. But no, I feel like, Lisa, I'm sorry. It made me forget, man. I didn't even think. I'm grateful for my mama. Shoot. I'm grateful for my mama, and I'm grateful for my bonus moms. I was homeless too at 17. Me and my mom wasn't in that good place, but I'm grateful that things came full circle. So I'm definitely appreciative of my mom and all my bonus moms that I got in the process, and my dad's. I think thankfulness is important because it gives you an opportunity to rest in that. And I think that a lot of times we do get so caught up in being action oriented that we don't take steps to really just sit back and reflect and abide in the fact that some people don't have those safety nets. I know come hell or high water, whatever comes in my life, I have people that I can retreat in. And that's a level of comfort and security that no one can really comprehend unless you truly have it. And I think what we do to kind of move forward with this thought process is not only express gratitude, but give people an opportunity to experience gratitude in different forms. Thanking them is great, even showing them are great, but sometimes there are certain things that you can just feel when you're in a room. You can call it discernment, vibes, spirit. I don't know what you want to call it, aura. But you can tell when you're in a place of gratitude. You can tell when you're in a place of appreciation because it's welcoming and inviting. And then they naturally have that reaction to do the same thing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's a basking in gratefulness and thankfulness to the point that, as you stated, you can tell when it's there in abundance, and you can tell when it's not. You can tell when your place in that space that you walk into is bringing something else to the table, and you can also tell when you like, oh man, everybody here is kind of in the same vibe as I am, and you have a smile and a laugh and a head nod and a whatever the case may be in certain environments, and you're moving in a way that you experiencing among other things, because it's not just about that gratefulness and thankfulness. It's just camaraderie. I mean, It's in this space. It's in these squares. It exists. There's no agendas. There's no if I say this, then this is probably gonna happen type stuff. No, that's not what exists here. So yeah, Bob, I'm coming to you, and then I'm gonna let Lisa take us home. How do we carry this thing forward, man? How do we export it?
How do we carry it forward, and how do we export it? Modeling, I think, is possibly the most important thing that we do, because that's something that we carry with us in every place that we are. And it's not just at home, it's not just with friends, it's in the grocery store, it's in every opportunity, every encounter, every thing that we do. If we carry gratitude and thankfulness with us, we touch everything with that we touch every moment of our lives. And if we always do that, we don't know what happens with it. We don't know what the consequences are, but we are doing our best, right? And so if we just walk around with that in us and intentionally express that in everything that we do, and never worry about what we get out of it, just what we're giving with it, I think we are touching everything we can possibly touch with the best touch that we can touch things with. And I don't know what I can say about that is I've had enough remarkable experiences to believe, absolutely believe, that that's the best thing I can do.
Yeah, I totally believe that there's an energy behind what you're saying that's highlighting how you can be the world and not be affected by the world. You don't have to move as society dictates you should. You can actually counter that with some principles and some positions that allow for better existence and better interactions and healthier relationship dynamics.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
and I know we're out of time, but let me add one thing, because this is a very soft sounding conversation. I made the decision years ago in business to always focus on what was best for the client, what was right for the client, believing that was a professionally proper thing to do. And while I might not get business because of it right then, I would build a reputation for integrity and purpose and rightness. And I can tell you that has been for me of huge and absolute everlasting value and worth. So I say these things again to take it out of just the soft side of what we're talking about tonight, to put it into the practical side of business and other things relative to what we do. Because people respond better when they trust you, and they trust you when you demonstrate care and interest in them.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think that to sum that part up, Bob, I think that's a relationship. Might be a business relationship, but it's a relationship, and it needs the same level of appreciation and gratefulness and thankfulness for it existing. I totally, I get that. I try to move that way when I'm uh, working with students or when I'm working in nonprofit spaces. I, you guys came to the RELC event. I'm so grateful and appreciative of people that think that the stuff I'm into is valuable. I appreciate it. So Lisa, take us out of here. What how do we take it forward? How do we spread the love and joy?
So on Bob's note, the word of God says to be in this world, but not of this world. So even with all the yuck around you, so I concur, Bob, that we don't have to be a part of the yuck. Um, so along those same lines, the terms in spiritual circles is testimony. So I like to give people examples. So I have smiled a lot, and people not know what's going on the inside. But now that I have genuinely become more of what it is I aspire for, having that peace is actually sharing and giving the testimony like I did tonight about me thinking from my perspective. And I think if people see or hear more examples from others about how they overcame the lack of gratitude or not enough gratitude, then I think it would be helpful. But it does take a level of boldness to be that level of vulnerable and being who we are, to say, yeah, I was real wrapped up in me. But once I stepped back and thought about another person, then it didn't feel as yucky with it, on me. So I think we can spread it by sharing our stories unapologetically, because it is what it is. Then other people, I think it can catch on. I have found that more people have been receptive, and I've seen light bulbs go off when you give real examples as to how it's healthier for you as well as them. So thank you for this, because I will be marinating on it as usual.
Yeah, the key word to I think what you're sharing, and it's something that came up earlier, and I lost the point in which I wanted to share it, but I'm back to it. Vulnerability. That is intricate. Or I say intricate. I keep you. That is intimately attached to any desire to be humble or have something. You have to be vulnerable. And yeah, Lisa, I had I was I never all the time church going person, but I would just kind of cringe when people would get their testimonies like, why they telling too much? Like nobody. But when I got older, there was some circumstance that allowed me to better process what that really was, what that exchange was supposed to make transpire on a human level, a base human level. So I definitely have a much greater appreciation for testimonies, and you and Jay are awesome for that in this space, and I think you make it better here. So I appreciate both of you for doing what you do here. Bob, thanks as always. Lisa, Jay, Danya, hey, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Y'all got to know we off next week. Y'all take care. Go Cowboys.